Late last night in the U.S., we heard the horrific, gut-wrenching news. At least 49 people have been killed in shootings at two mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand during Friday prayer. A terrorist attack by a right-winger who posted the manifesto online before his murder spree. There were children there too. We don't know how many of the dead were children yet, but writing that he had purposely used guns to stir discord in the United States over the Second Amendment's provision on the right to bear arms, he also declared himself a fascist. For once, the person that will be called a fascist is an actual fascist, he wrote. Well, thanks for the clarity, you deranged psychopath. And another thing he gave us clarity on. He loved Donald Trump. The 74-page dossier, which has been described by Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison as a work of hate, hailed Trump as a symbol of renewed white identity and common purpose. I guess when you call some Nazis good people, that's what you engender from white nationalist terrorists. And when you specifically target Muslims by saying things like this.
I think Islam hates us. If you have people coming out of mosques with hatred and with death in their eyes and on their minds, we're going to have to do something, John.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on?
But for people with two brain cells to rub together, this has been super clear for a while now. Donald Trump is an Islamophobe and has encouraged white nationalism so much that he has caused right-wing terror to skyrocket, dwarfing other U.S. terror incidents since he came to office. But the more subtle, more insidious form of Islamophobia that I've seen is from people like Sam Harris and Bill Maher, who are supposedly rational, secular atheists who are just calling it like it is. Why do I say that it's more insidious? Because we expect these far-right xenophobes like the Donald Trumps and the Steve Bannons of the world to be cruel and hateful. If there is a united left that is combating them and calling them for what they are, we have a good chance of squashing their bigotry before it gets to this point. But if you have these supposed liberals saying nearly the exact same things, not necessarily about other groups, but about Muslims specifically, then this is treated as something that is less than it is, which is white supremacy. Listen to these quotes. How are they that different than what Trump says?
It's the only religion that acts like the mafia, that will kill you if you say the wrong thing. Not only does the Muslim world have something in common with ISIS, it has too much in common with ISIS.
Sam Harris, while the other major world religions have been fertile sources of intolerance, it is clear that the doctrine of Islam poses unique problems for the emergence of a global civilization. There are 1.8 billion Muslims in this world. Sam Harris and Bill Maher's simplistic, pro-Western, Americentric view to feel great about themselves by calling another religion primitive, lumping those billions of people together and saying that they're the problem, that's racism, that's bigotry, that's xenophobia. That's what Trump preaches. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block in his stride toward freedom is not the white citizens counselor or the Ku Klux Klanner, but the white moderate. Sam Harris and Bill Maher are these types of white moderates who give legitimacy to this bigotry, and it's why Islamophobia is arguably the most accepted and invasive form of hatred in this world today. We have to stand together as reasonable people and reject it. Otherwise, the Trumps will win and continue to inspire the bloodshed and terror that we saw in New Zealand.